Right.
We are. I think that sound was the sound of us recording.
All right. Hi, everyone. All right. So today I'm going to call this regular meeting to order of the Jones College Prep LSC at 6:02 p.m. on Wednesday, September 10th. Next, we're going to do roll call. Melissa? Go ahead.
Adam,
Here.
Dominique's not here. Carrie Dolan's here. Mr. Eck, I don't know how to,
Yes.
Sam's not here. Frank is gonna be volleyball, right?
He'll be there.
Sarah's here. Baju, Priyanka.
Here.
Ella,
Here.
Kiosha's not here. Heather's not here. Lachlan.
Yep.
Nicole.
Here.
So we have 1, 2. We have 10. We need 8 for quorum. We have quorum.
Wonderful. All right. We're going to move on to the approval of the agenda. I make a motion to approve the agenda as presented for September 10th, 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right. Any abstentions? Motion passes. All right. I also want to make a motion to approve the minutes as presented from August 20th, 2025. Any questions? May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Any abstentions? Motion passes. All right. We're going to go on next to the BAC report. And there's a new president, Virginia Castaneda. I hope I said your name right. If you want to speak, please do.
Yes, good evening. My name is Virginia Castañeda, and I am honored to serve as the president of the Bilingual Advisory Committee, BACP, at Jones for the 25-26 school year. Just a little bit about myself. I am a product of the Chicago Public Schools. I attended Seward Elementary, Beasley Academic Center, and Bogan High School, all on the south side of Chicago. I then obtained my bachelor's degree from the University of Illinois at Chicago, and then my double master's degree, MBA, MPH from St. Xavier University. My youngest daughter is currently a sophomore here at Jones College Prep. Her name is Ashley Martinez, and she participates in the JCP Folklorico Dance Club and is also their current secretary. On August 29th at 1 p.m., we held our first BACP meeting of the school year. At this meeting, Mr. Sandoval provided a detailed presentation on bilingual programs and its structure at Jones. Following his presentation, we conducted our elections and selected our committee members. Our elected leadership team for this school year is as follows. Mrs. Virginia Castañeda, President, myself. Mrs. Blanca Barajas, our Vice President. Mrs. Elizabeth Balbuena, our Secretary. Mrs. Sandra Cortez, our Representative. Mrs. Erika Gonzalez, our Alternate Representative. And our Student Representative, Jin Chi Wang. Looking ahead, the BACP will continue to meet throughout the school year. Most of our meetings will be virtual with the exception of our first in-person meeting. Location for that meeting is still to be determined. To best serve our families, BACP meetings will be held in both Spanish and English, depending on the demographic makeup of attendance. Our meeting schedule is as follows. October 10th will be in person at 1 o'clock. Like I stated, location to be determined. Then our following meetings will be December 12th, February 6th, and May 8th. All are expected to be virtual with the workshops topics to be determined. Families can join our virtual meetings using the link found on the BACP page. All families are welcome. For full details, including information, dates, and times of BACP meetings, families can visit the Jones College Prep website under the Parent tab. You will be able to find our BAC page and our meeting dates. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for telling us more about BAC and what's to look for this year. All right. I have taken these out of order, our reports. I'm actually going to have FOJ report next.
Hello. For those who do not know me, my name is Yvonne Loza. I am the current, I guess my daughter's a senior now, so I'm a parent of a senior, and I am the chair of Friends of Jones. So I have a couple updates for you all. So I'm sorry I wasn't here last meeting, kind of snuck up on me, so thank you, Melissa, for covering. So we've made some changes to our monthly meetings that I want to just make everybody aware. Instead of our meetings being live every month, we're actually going to be virtual every other month. So we're doing that so that more of our members can attend. So in August, we met live. In September, we'll be meeting virtually. And our meeting is coming up on Monday. And all the information is always on our website, along with the Zoom links. So everyone is welcome to join. Another change we've made is last year we would have speakers during some of our sessions to try to encourage members to come out, but attendance was fairly low. So now what we've done is similar actually to what the bilingual committee does, is we're doing a speaker series, but we're going to do it all virtually. So on Monday, it coincides with our virtual meetings, an hour before we'll have a speaker of some sort. So on Monday, we're having BEC tutoring talk about navigating the college process. So topics that are of interest to the parents in the school, and we'll do that every other month. I know Principal Dolan's going to join us eventually, and so we'll have different topics throughout the year. But again, that information will be found on our website as well. What else here? We're asking for everyone to please become CPS approved if you have not done so, and that goes to everybody who is not approved already, because we're going to have a lot of needs coming up. We want to make sure we have all the volunteers we can in order to do that. And some of those, it's a very easy two-step process. It's been outlined. I know Principal Dolan put in the Eagle Bulletin. It's on our website. We're constantly trying to put it out there. Very easy two-step process. Fill out the application. Level 2 is enough. And then drop off a copy of your ID in the office. Upcoming events include, actually tomorrow we have our first one with college and cookies and college reps. We were looking for 5 volunteers. I think we're almost there. We've almost fulfilled that need. Homecoming will probably be like 100. That's around the corner, early October. And then end of October on the 25th, we're hosting our new families to our open house, and we'll be looking for volunteers for that as well. So just trying to get ahead of the needs. Community events we have coming up. So on Friday, we have our new Jones parents and guardians meet and greet. As LSC members, we invite you all to attend. I know you're not new to the school, but we invite you all to just welcome our new families. We're going to be up on the terrace from 5 to 7. That's this Friday. The Jones Jazz Band and Orchestra will be performing along with the mariachi. On 10/22, we have the Buddy Guys fundraiser just down the street. Tickets are now available. Links are out there. The event is scheduled from 5:30 to 8:30. For those who have not attended, a great event. We'll have dinner. We'll mingle with, our community, and then we'll be entertained by our Jones Jazz Band. Early bird pricing is available through September 30th. So with regards to fundraising, we are planning to have an email go out to new families and current families, stressing the importance of donating to FOJ so that we can continue to support Jones students, teachers, and staff. That'll be coming out in the next week or so. We do have a few tickets left for the Addington Gallery event for anyone who does want to attend. It's on September 18th from 6:30 to 8:30. Tickets are $60. It includes some light snacks, wine, and meet and greet with the actual artist. So it's like a private event, and links have been shared out as well. For Joneswear, we are having our first pop-up next Wednesday during all lunch hours. We'll be doing that on a monthly basis, and the team is looking for new ideas for merch as well. Last item I wanted to touch upon is a courtyard transformation project update. First, thank you to everyone who donated. This community came together, I think, behind something that we all think needs to be improved. So we were able to get funds for that. The good news is all of our engraved bricks, for everyone who donated, a certain amount got an engraved brick, and all of those are done. Problem is, we can't find someone to put them in. So because of the issues involved with CPS vendors and that whole world, we ran into some hiccups, but we have a plan in place. So we are hoping to start the project before it gets cold and then finish it in the spring. So it still will get done, just a little bit of a hiccup because of
bureaucracy.
Bureaucracy, thank you. But if anybody has any questions, always feel free to reach out to me. I can be reached at chair@friendsofjones.org.
I have a question.
Yes.
I don't know if it's for you or Ms. Dolan, but what are the hours that you can like come to the front office and drop off your copy of driver's license?
As long as there's someone in the office, you could also email it. I just don't, not
I didn't know
everybody
you could
wants
email
to, not everyone's okay with like emailing a copy of their ID, but you can also email it to Evelyn Estrada. I can give you the email, but it's also, yeah.
But because as an LSC member,
I have to do it
think
again. No,
Really?
because I have to do it again.
You told me we have to do it every year.
Every year you have
I
to
do
do
it.
it, starting in July. July 1st, the new school system starts, and annually, everybody needs to redo it.
No, I did the thing for this year.
Yeah.
We do it again every
So I can give you the. Any questions?
Yeah.
No, if you guys are a background check volunteer, you don't have to do that every year. It's
Well, there
only
you
the
go.
People who are like the
Fingerprint.
level 2 volunteers where they aren't fingerprinted, those guys have to resubmit every year.
You're all good though. You're an
Yeah, if you're
Thanks.
an LSC person, you have to go through the background check part,
That
so
is true, but
Okay,
okay.
so we don't have to do the license again.
you do not.
All right, you're good.
You should not.
We'll see you
I
at
can
homecoming.
confirm- I can confirm with
It's the same
Evelyn,
license I had
but
a year ago.
I believe
We'll see
that.
I
everybody.
just want to be there on homecoming. that's all.
Yes.
I want you there on homecoming, let me be
Like, I'm
very
ready.
clear.
All good?
All
Any
right,
questions?
thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Awesome. All right, since I am taking this out of order, I'm gonna now ask for the principal's report.
Okie dokie. Let me open it back up. All right, our attendance as of today is sitting at 94.44%, which is a drop from where we were when I met you last, which is also not surprising because we were around like week 2 of school. So we have a little bit more accuracy in our reporting numbers, but we also have some errors that we need to fix. And once those errors are fixed, I suspect that our percentage will actually bump up a little bit. Our enrollment is sitting at 1912, which is right around where it was the last time we met. I think we've lost 1 student to the suburbs since then. Staffing updates since we last met. We have a new DL teacher who's starting on Monday. Ms. Gonzalez is one of our Gen Ed DL teachers. We also have another DL teacher who we've just extended an offer to, who will be starting probably on Monday as well. Mr. McIntyre, one of our new SICAs, has started, who also may be holding the key to Mr. Gilmer's goal to become the second CPS school with a bass fishing team. So that's really exciting. And then we've extended an offer to another SICA, which was a position that we were just allocated by OSD. All of our safety drills are now tentatively scheduled, and our emergency management plan has been submitted to the district. Athletics, our season is starting very strong. We had our Pack the Pool event tonight, the Swim for Kim event, which was extremely successful. And our volleyball team is currently playing Ignatius upstairs. Our girls flag football team is currently at a live game. And our first tailgate is planned for next week, for next Thursday after school. Back to school / curriculum night is scheduled for the 24th of September. We're going to be sending out like a full email to families tomorrow or Friday with all of those details, as well as information about which staff will not be available on that evening. Homecoming is scheduled for Friday, October 3rd. That was already communicated as well. In terms of some other updates, we're in the midst of planning back to school night. I've met a couple of times with AP McGuire, who's kind of going to be the admin point person for that, but we've been talking a lot about how we're shifting procedures for this year to allow for parents to see all of their students' teachers again. We've been scheduling all of our emergency drills. The admin has been doing observations during ACT Lab and classes and transitions to identify ways that we can improve. Today, I also conducted a calibration walk with the admin team so that we could make sure that as it relates to reach, that we're all on the same page in terms of how we're rating people. The transition room is just about complete. That grant has been fulfilled at this point. And so I think the only thing that we have left is like some overtime for the staff to actually work with students in that space. I met with APO 4E today to discuss culture and climate scope and sequence. We're going to be working with the Equity Imperative, which is a professional development consulting firm. And I think this is something we talked about, but instead of having them come in and do like individual sessions with staff, they're actually going to be coming in and engaging some of our students and doing participatory youth action research with them through our culture and climate team to identify some of the factors that are impacting chronic absenteeism, and looking to see, through working with our students, how we can start to improve some of those metrics. All of our departments have since received their department budgets. We also received our OST budget yesterday. It is about 25% of last year's budget, give or take. So that was the budget that I said I wasn't sure we were actually going to receive from the district because we hadn't gotten any information about the out-of-school time funds. Last year, we received about $85,000 for the year, with 25 this year.
Not 25% of reduction, 25% of the amount last year.
Yeah.
And what was your, when you were doing, I remember you did like a conservative and like current scenario, where does this put you? Is that?
So when you're referencing the budget as a whole,
Right.
which is not this. So I don't think we're going to necessarily be at a point where we have to reconfigure positions or anything like that. This is strictly for out of school time funding for like after school activities. So
And it
really what
doesn't
it's going to
affect
do, no.
Completely different. funding.
Yeah, no, it doesn't impact staffing. What it impacts is how and what we're able to fund for after school stuff.
Okay.
So one note, thank you, Kyle, for porting over to athletics. I appreciate you. Made it a little easier, only a little, but we're in the process of planning homecoming for this year. I got an email from the seniors earlier to meet next week regarding prom, so I'm gonna follow up with them. The APs are working on attendance processes, discipline matrices, and our MTSS procedures. Our club fair is coming up on September 22nd. That was a change because I realized I accidentally scheduled it in tandem with a holiday. That was my bad. Friday, as Yvonne shared, is our new parent event with FOJ. I had shared already that today was our Pack the Pool event. Next Thursday is our first tailgate, followed by Jabba's first parent event. And our open house is going to be held on October 25th. In terms of my positive recognitions, I just wanted to shout out both our PPC and our PPLC members for some really incredibly productive first meetings. It's been really, really great working with those two teams this year so far. And then I just wanted to congratulate Mrs. Castañeda on her election to BAC president. All I got.
Thank you. I'm going to quickly do a quick chairman's report, which I don't have much other than 2 shout outs, or maybe even 1. One is to you for dealing with all the security issues and the security team at Jones to just kind of keep our kids and teachers safe and at least on top of everything and sharing all that information nicely with all the parents and our community. So thank you so much for doing that. And thank you for all the security team out there who's keeping us safe and our children and teachers safe as well. And thank you to FOJ and JABA for bringing so much school spirit. I think there's like an activity every week if we want to, or every other week. And so I am very excited to attend it. Maybe, and this week every day. So no, but thank you so much to everyone who's bringing all the school spirit to Jones and making it a place that our kids and community like to attend. So thank you all. I'm going to move on to the PPLC report though. Kyle.
All right, hi. The PPLC has been quite busy and has not had time to make a fancy report. But this school year is starting off fun, good, busily. Nothing major has exploded yet that we know of, unless it's supposed to. The PPLC met with admin earlier today, literally today, and we talked about communication. And so one of our asks was that when like teachers are going to be used for a duty cycle to monitor ACLAB, or if there's like a change for Eagle Lab, for example, just that we have a couple days of notice so that we can plan ahead, especially because our prep times are limited. If an email goes out at 11, but our prep was from 8 to 9, we don't really get to read that email until like the time is too late. So admin was very receptive to that, and we established kind of a timeline for when communication goes out. A lot of communication has been, I think, reasonably good this year. There's just a couple things that were like, yeah, let's lock that down. One thing that's been excellent is admin has started doing some weekly updates for staff in a separate email than the newsletter. So we still are going to read the newsletter, but also stuff that's just like high import for staff is going out in a Friday email, and I have established a cadence for that, which I frankly appreciate just like a ton. It's awesome to see because it's in our email, things are searchable, and links are there. So we also discussed that some teachers, despite that email, are not always reading their emails, and so maybe some ways to get teachers to do that. And I think partly that is just the regularity of established communications and like having a structure and folks knowing that important info is going to come out on Friday in this digest is going to help them slowly learn this. Also, we discussed how some teachers are not showing up for their ACT lab duties when they're supposed to supervise the cafeteria or the library. Again, I'm not sure why, but this is the kind of thing that we're just looking for, like repeated structure and repeated emails. I think will help. At some point, people need to check their spreadsheets and check their emails, but gentle reminders are always nice. We had a nice discussion with AP Jordan about where kids are kind of going during ACT Lab. We had observed that there's like, I don't know, a lot of kids in the hallways and a lot of kids in stairwells. And so I think we appreciated that AP Jordan seems really kind of on the ball in terms of figuring out what's going on in ACT Lab if kids are not in the classrooms. And we didn't solve any problems. We're like looking to solve problems and figure out where they are. And from the kids' perspective, we talked about like making sure that kids have enough spaces to go and that they can find classrooms to be in to make ACT Lab work. So we're not changing ACT Lab. We have no plans to change ACT Lab right now, but that is something that like if you have suggestions for ways to improve it, maybe for next year, that's something that maybe we could be looking at. We also talked about the staff computers that I brought up at the last meeting. You guys heard about. It sounds like Joanne is still deploying them just as they come online. She showed me the updates. She's got 3 or 4 plugged in the main office, and I trust that they're updating slowly, which is annoying, but it's not our fault. So what we kind of asked for is just clear communication from office to staff about like the timeline. You know, hey, when can we expect these? What's going on? Because we're approaching this like Y2K like deadline of late October. They're going to cut off internet access for things on Windows 10. We suspect that's the end of support for Windows 10. And once it's not supported, it's not secure. So Windows 11 is the place to be. So all the computers have to update. We also realized that staff laptops, a lot of them are on Windows 10, so those will need an update as well. So we did a little problem solving about that. Not solved, but we might talk about computers again in the October meeting, just as an update of kind of where we're at. Because it would be nice. I think we'll probably figure something out, but it would be nice if there's not a giant day when no one can log in. I also talked about. I've been having an issue with website blocking. I don't know if I brought this up to the LSC, but at some point in the spring, we at Jones flipped a switch in our Chrome admin console. So it basically flipped things from, my understanding is default allowed to most things are like default blocked unless they're on the whitelist, which I don't know if anyone has been here on the network. Have you guys experienced things not being able to access that you used to be able to?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Sometimes I think it's just me.
It's not just you.
It's not just me. And even in our teacher meeting, I was unable to see some things that other teachers right next to me were able to see. So we're not quite sure what's going on. But it does appear that Ms. Trish can unblock things on a one-on-one basis. So what we've asked admin for is a clear kind of structure for being able to unblock things. If we're going to flip the switch to sites and extensions are off, then we should have a way to make them be on. Especially, this applies to student Chromebooks also. So like one thing I noticed is that there are no ad blockers that you can use on a student Chromebook now because we've Chrome delisted the only one that was allowed, and then there are none that you can turn on unless you guys know of one. So that's something I'm kind of monitoring, and we're hoping for a clear process. And then finally, I appreciated that announcements have been short and brief in the morning. We talked about this a lot. But one of the admin communications to staff, I don't know if that went out to parents as well, but it was a really nice delineation of that AM announcements are for pep and brevity and things that are happening that day, and that PM announcements are kind of the things that can be longer and for things further in the future. And they've stuck to that, and it's been really nice to have that structure and consistency in the morning announcements. So that gripe that you've heard from me many times is good. That is all I have.
Thanks. All right, moving on to student report. You guys have.
So far, I just think that the school year has been going like pretty smoothly from what I've heard. I just think that we're a little early and I feel like things might pop up in like the next month or two, but right now, I think that everything's going pretty well.
I agree. I know we mentioned like scheduling issues, obviously, which is a big problem for a lot of people. I know I've heard a lot of people say that their issues were resolved, which is great. I mean, I've also heard people whose issues were never resolved. But I mean, I just think it's great, like any positive feedback about that. And I definitely don't think it was as big of an issue as it could have been. One thing that I've heard is the Jones website. I don't know if that's who does that or if that's even for the LSC. I've heard like, I mean, NHS is outdated, so is student government. And then also, I know Elle and I were talking about like senior events. Some people express interest in like having senior events be on the website. I know we're sending out a form about it, but
Not just dates, like also like the fees that would be included. So that would include like, what's it called? Grad night.
yeah.
Like fees for that, like,
If you guys have specific updates for pages on the website, can you do me a favor and like share that with Troy and CC
Yeah.
myself and AP Jordan?
Yeah.
Troy works on the website. But as you guys know, Troy has a zillion and one
Yeah,
jobs.
for sure.
But that is something that we're cognizant of. One of the challenges is honestly our vendor for the website. It makes back access really hard,
Okay.
which makes it harder because then Troy ends up being almost the only one who
Yeah.
can make these changes. But that's something that I've been talking to AP Jordan about, is looking at whether we potentially need to pivot our vendor supplier for the website. So it's on our radar, is all I wanted to basically say.
Perfect. Yeah, that's kind of it. I've just heard like little snippets of like, oh, this should be on the website, this should be on the website. So
That's come up in staff meetings also in the past.
Yeah.
That's something we're kind of looking at too.
I think that's all from us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, guys. All right. Also, next, we're going to go on to Parent and Guardian Affairs Report. Sarah.
Okay, good. I'm trying to remember. We had our last meeting. I don't remember the date. But we do have our next meeting for the Parent Affairs Committee on the 19th. It was going to be the 12th, but we moved it to the 19th to encourage everybody to come to the event on Friday. So our next meeting is September 19th at 4 p.m., which is a virtual meeting. We appreciate, I do, that the Google form is still posted downstairs. So we have gotten some feedback so far this year. We've gotten some feedback that there's been confusion within the office on service hours, and that people feel a little bit of, I don't know, just angst about not understanding how you submit service hours, what you do for service hours, do you get credit for all the service hours? And then there was another Google form filled out about the newsletter specifically, which is good because it means people are reading it. But they expressed a concern that the testing section of the newsletter has not been updated since October of 2024. So it was a freshman or sophomore parent who was looking for information about the PSAT, and they were wondering if they could pass on the request that the testing section of the newsletter be updated and not just bold information. And then the service hours, and then there were concerns about the people not knowing the date for the curriculum night. So all of the feedback has been around communication and confusion around communication. But I appreciate, Ms. Dolan, that you shared that there will be a separate email, separate from the newsletter, going out about curriculum night September 24th, so people will know what to expect. But there have been, I've gotten a couple of emails and questions about that. Like, is that a thing we do? Who goes? I just said more information is forthcoming. But I think that's one of those things that, like, in future years, if we knew at the beginning of the year when it was, to socialize with parents and things like that. And that's all I have. It was all about just communication and newsletter stuff, so that was good. And then I'll just second the shout out to the Booster Club, because I do think for those of us who are parents of seniors, you've seen a tremendous increase in school spirit in the last 4 years. So that's good.
Rah, Jones. Thanks, Sarah, for the parent report. All right, and moving on to the budget report by Lachlan.
So no checks, budget transfers for this month. We have 5 fundraisers, which I'll run through, and I'll run through them all, and then we can just approve them at the end. First fundraiser is the Sophomore Student Government Association holding a pumpkin painting session here. So that's number 1. Fundraiser number 2, the math team holding a fundraiser to sell food and drinks after school to support purchase of t-shirts. Fundraiser number 3 is the junior SGA holding a tie-dyeing event. 4th fundraiser is a Double Good Popcorn virtual fundraiser. We seem to have one of these every month. This month it is boys volleyball that is doing a Double Good Popcorn virtual fundraiser.
Because they make a lot of money from them.
Yep, clearly I think that's the answer. And Jones Student Radio doing an open mic night. So those are the 5 fundraisers that we have today. Take a motion to approve 5 fundraisers as described.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? Any opposed?
Do you have the date of the open mic night?
What's that?
The date of the open mic night?
Date of the open mic thing.
Just want to make sure we don't conflict with things.
I'm looking at the document and it says, it does not have the actual date of the open mic.
To be determined.
It's in the period 9:25 to 10:24 without a specific date at this point.
Okay.
So that's what it says right now.
Thank you. Eventually it'll be able to.
Motion approved for all the fundraisers. All right. I do not think we have any old business to go over. So we're going to move on from that. Is there anybody else have any positive recognition that they want to share? I think we've had a lot of positives. So we're doing well. Moving on to new business. I'm going to have Lachlan.
Yeah,
speak on this one.
super quick. It feels a little like Groundhog Day. We just finished the principal approval process for last year, so now we start the principal performance process for last year. Now we start it again for this year. So folks know we will go into closed session in October. There are really kind of 2 key dates in this process. Obviously we went through the whole discussion in April, May. In October, November, you can set additional criteria for the current year's performance. So we will go into closed session in the October meeting to discuss if we want to set any additional criteria.
Like goal setting.
Correct.
Got it.
So as you all know, we went through kind of the list of CPS district-wide goals that were delivered last time. If we want to add stuff to that list, and we don't have to add stuff to that list, the opportunity to do that is in October. So that we can obviously have the conversation with Kerry well in advance, and that would be by November.
Thanks, Lachlan.
And that will be embedded in the LSC meeting or at a different time?
Correct.
Okay.
It will be as part of the LSC meeting. I do not anticipate this will take 3 hours. I anticipate this will quickly take 10 minutes.
It's a closed session though.
So
That's all.
it is a closed session. Yes.
Would you suggest that we review the current principal evaluation rubric in advance of that meeting?
Sure. A little bit of homework for everyone. Sure, we can do that. Yeah, I'll get it out to the group, or I'll have Sam get it out to the group. It's basically all the stuff that we walked through last year, but I'll send it out because I know we've got new members so they can see it and decide whether or not they feel like there's any additional criteria. Yeah, great idea.
And maybe we should also share that with the students so that they can obtain anything that you guys learn about the school that you guys want to share with us as well. Perfect. All right, very good. All right, moving on. Public participation. Please share anything you want to share with us today. You have 3 minutes. Oh,
Okay.
what?
That's
Wait,
unprecedented.
no, I can't. I feel really sad that you're not saying anything, Mr. Slater.
We're happy you're
Just say something lovely. It's
I'm
okay.
happy to be here.
Great. Okay. I'm happy you're here. Thank you. All right. Then on that note, we will set our future meeting for October 8th at 6 p.m. here in the library on the 3rd floor. Please show up and please come. Thank you.
That's the whole
We are going
thing.
to close our meeting at 6:37 p.m.
No, wait, that's like a
Wow.
record for us. By like 2 hours.
Yeah.
All in favor?
All right.
Done.
I feel like we must have done something wrong.